Get involved at Metropole TVKE across all your social media platforms. 20, that is 20146. Your SMS line, Kiage Simba is my underscore or username on Twitter. Let's get talking there for this morning. Now, rent is a nightmare for most business, especially where goodwill comes into play, even with the future of work taking a different twist, especially during the times of coronavirus pandemic. But there's still a need for businesses to be close to its customer. So you ask yourself the question, what opportunities are there for micro, small, medium enterprises in that space? Today here on Business, and we're joined by CEO of Notify Logistics, Mr. Boweru Ndebrito, to talk to us on how economies can share a business model to help boost themselves. Now, Mr. Boweru, karibu sana to Metropole TV.
Thank you very
Happy
much.
to have you around, man.
Thank you so much.
Okay, talk to me about Notify Logistics.
Well, Notify Logistics is a company that was formed to cater to the needs of a small enterprise.
Yes.
We have spaces in town and in other cities as well in Kenya, and we basically allow them to co-share one space. So we allow 50 businesses to take one shop and organize it effectively in a way that every business gets the most out of the space they're in. Consequently, we end up reducing rent by about 90% from what they would actually pay,
yes,
which is very affordable for them.
Yes.
Yes.
Would you say that rent, and especially when we're talking about operational space, is one of those I would say, headaches for a smaller business?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, no one really takes, no one is in really straight as a core business except the landlord. We take space because you want to be close to your customer. Your core business is either you have connections and you know how to make shoes, you know how to make jewelry.
Yes.
Space is that one thing that businesses need just to be close to their customers. It is not their core business, and therefore, when the price is high, it impacts the business significantly.
Yes.
And I can tell you for a fact, especially here in Nairobi, rent is absolutely crazy.
Yes.
It is high. For a small business, most businesses actually, it's actually unattainable.
Pretty much. All right. But we're going to talk about that. It looks interesting now that we're in the COVID-19 pandemic. Everybody's talking about move online. You don't need your physical space. Talk to me about the essence of a smaller business first, thinking about a physical space, instead of first growing to the level where you're able, therefore, to manage a physical space. Couldn't you start online? Do you sometimes face that situation where smaller businesses will tell you, well, I don't need to have a space, I can operate online. Now, when I'm ready to come take a space, then I can come look for Notify Logistics. Yeah,
definitely. That is the journey of a small business. They start being small, and at first, space is not a key component in the business model.
Yes.
They would think, let me go online, let me do a Facebook, Instagram page, try to reach the customers. We started there. Notify started from a small business. We had a small business, we were online, and we realized the challenges for small business. Once you start a business, and especially once it starts to get traction,
yes,
you realize the last mile delivery, getting the product from your house to the customer becomes a challenge. If you have 10 orders in a day, and your products are at home, then getting that product to your 10 clients becomes a complete nightmare. And so that's where we come in. We are able to give them space that is affordable. We charge as low as 2,500 per month,
yes,
for very prime spots here in Nairobi. So we make it affordable for a small business to actually think of space, even at the time they're starting their business.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm still stuck on that. In fact, I've actually just put my scripts away because I've got a special interest in networking relationships as well.
Yes.
I mean, your logistics. And I would like to think that putting many smaller businesses together also just calls for more than other than just saying, we have a space for you, you can come in and share. What goes around organizing that to the point that I'm drawn to that, or my clients will come in and say, well, he has a space. You can operate with him. It looks like a proper business.
Yeah, definitely. So let me give you, space was the first thing we tried to solve.
Yes.
But once we started, we realized, when you have hundreds of small businesses operating in your platform, you realize that you need to have to offer more.
Isn't it? There has to be more.
You have to.
Yes.
You have to.
Yes.
If our genuine interest is to see our businesses grow, I have to tell you that for a fact. It is very, and because of that, we end up doing we go over and above. Now we have a marketplace,
Yes.
which is an online platform,
Yes.
a marketplace e-commerce platform specifically for our vendors. We don't charge any commissions. If you're a vendor, we allow you to post your products online and we market it for you.
I see.
Because
I see.
ideally we want them to grow.
And you think that this is also what is going to be, I would say, an added advantage
Yes.
for getting a space with Notify Logistics, isn't
Absolutely.
it? Yes.
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 So they get it for free. We do trainings for free. We don't take any commissions. We allow them to manage their own database. So if you buy from the e-commerce platform, Notify Marketplace, we actually allow you to connect directly with the vendor who's selling. We
Yes.
don't act as a middleman
Yes.
and hold all the information for client data.
Yes.
We allow the clients, our vendors, to actually build a database of their clients. Secondly, is we realize deliveries is a very big headache for them, for our clients.
Yes.
And so what we did is we outsourced a few, the delivery functions to a few companies, and we negotiated on behalf of our vendors.
I see.
Individually, a vendor may not have enough clout to negotiate with a specific courier company. But when you have 500, 1,000 vendors on your platform, you're able to negotiate on behalf of our vendors.
Yes.
And so today, our vendors pay as little as 200 shillings for deliveries to Ngong or Mlolongo, which is very affordable.
Yes.
Because of the economies of scale. We're able to offer more. We give them trainings on social media, just social media trainings, where they're able to understand things like how do you advertise on Instagram or Facebook.
Yes.
And all this is for free, so we don't charge any extra costs.
Yes.
If you parent, then you qualify for all these trainings.
I've got to take you back to something that you mentioned, that you actually are able to even charge as low as 2,500 shillings.
Yes.
Which therefore makes me ask the question, which business can you take and which one can you not take?
Yeah, so we're basically open to most of the business.
Yes.
What we don't take things that require additional licenses, say things like medicines, drugs.
I see.
We don't take
Yes.
food that needs to be prepared in our premises.
I see.
We don't take alcohol.
Yes.
But generally, most of our clients, we are talking of cosmetic industry,
I see.
beauty products, we're taking clothes,
Yes.
shoes, jewelry, watches, hair products. So, which actually forms the bulk of most small businesses.
Yes.
So yeah, we have certain limitations on the things that we don't take based on the
Yes.
licenses that would require to run the shop. Because now if we added things like food, it means now we have to think about the Ministry of Health. We have to think of having proper sanitation
Proper
in the
kitchens,
shops.
proper bigger
Yes.
spaces now, even we're talking about the COVID-19, isn't
Yes.
it? Mr. Boberu, which therefore also takes me to ask you a very basic question to you, because you're saying, well, your whole point is to see smaller businesses grow.
Yes.
To you, what is a Kenyan smaller business to Notify Logistics? Because that has been lacking even in the government. What is your understanding of a smaller business, and what does this business need to grow?
Perfect.
Yes.
Personally, let me give a personal example.
Yes.
We started a business, my wife and I, a few years ago, like
Yes.
4 years ago. She wanted, and this is typical of all the business that we have in our platform. You realize that this is a typical Kenyan who wants to make ends meet. They want to be financially independent, and most of them will actually resort to the closest thing they can resort to is start a small business.
Yeah.
Go to Gikomba, pick a few things that you can, and come, wash them, iron them, take good photos, post them on Instagram, and try and make 100 shillings,
Yes.
over and above the price. So we started because my wife had a business. And let me tell you again, over 90% of our vendors are actually women, which tells us a lot about a small business
Yes.
in Kenya. She came home, she said she had an idea, she wanted to sell beauty products. And yeah, she imported a few boxes of the products she wanted to sell. She wanted to sell.
Yes.
And she was very optimistic. She knew this will actually go. She started and she started selling. It's like magic. You post it and people start buying. And that is the story of a small business in this country. They are always forgotten because most times you find they are too small individually to actually matter. But collectively, when you put them together, you realize this is actually the backbone of the economy.
Yes.
And it's just that optimism, the sense of, I can actually do it in the Kenyan spirit, and mostly in women. As I said, over 90% of our businesses are small. These are business-led businesses. This is a one-man shop, so you find the person you deal with is actually the owner of the business.
Yes.
Because they cannot afford to hire one more person.
Yes.
And so when you think about the regulatory framework around a small business, things like now we have turnover tax, these are things that actually impact a small business. Most of them are very honest Kenyans. The fact that they start small businesses is testament that enough that they want to succeed on their own merits.
Yes.
And I would hope that the government would actually support them more to be able to be independent, to be able to hire one more person. If they did that, I'm telling you, we would actually see things like unemployment
Yes.
being tackled in a very effective way.
Pretty much, isn't it? Let's talk about then what the uptake has been and what you would say is the culture that you're trying to change when it comes to smaller businesses. Would you say that smaller businesses are recognizing that Notify Logistics is giving us something different in the market?
Yes, I would say so. From when we started, from our first shop, the idea was we get a shop, get a few businesses, we co-share rent, my wife continues the business, and
Yes.
we run the business like that. But from the businesses we got, we realized that they actually appreciated our model.
Yes.
Because now they found that we had about 12 businesses, and the 12 business owners now realized they can actually focus on their core business. Most of them are usually, you'll find that they have a main job. This is now something they started on the side to be more financially independent.
Yes.
So they realized they can actually focus on their jobs and let us handle their other business. And because of that, they were able to grow significantly. Out of the businesses we've had so far, over 20 have actually grown to a point they were able now to afford their own independent shops here in town.
Yes.
And so, yes, they do appreciate our model. We are grateful to all the businesses that have worked with us in the past. And our goal at the end of the day is to see them grow. What we're seeing is renewed confidence in what we do. We are seeing referrals. People, we have a lady who came and started with one shelf. That was about 2 years ago. Now she has spaces in almost all the shops. She's in Eldoret, she's in Mombasa, she's in Nakuru.
Yes.
With our model. She has opened up new markets for her products. And that is absolutely fantastic. We've seen turnovers grow from 5,000 a month to people who actually end up doing over 200,000 a month. And it is significant. We take pride in such things.
Now, talk to me about whether you've seen any shift, therefore, during this COVID-19 pandemic period. Because now there was this conversation that, most businesses might actually migrate online for good. That, we've shifted this culture of you don't need a shop. You don't need to go to school, man, to learn. You can do it online. You can do you can transact online. Can you confirm whether that is true for smaller businesses?
It is true in a sense.
Yes.
I'll say it like this.
You say true in a sense because of the uptick as
Yes.
it reduced during the pandemic period?
Yeah, no, actually,
yes.
people have actually realized you have to be online.
Yes.
What they're now realizing a lot, and even us as Notify, what you're trying to do in the marketplace is give them an opportunity to sell online. We realized during the pandemic that, in a split second, your business model can be turned upside down.
Yes.
You can actually have physical locations, and overnight you realize those physical locations add absolutely nothing to your bottom line. They in fact become, you pay rent and you don't get anything out of it because
Yes.
they're closed.
Yes.
So we launched the marketplace to help our vendors to actually have an online presence. What online presence means is you have a platform where your clients can actually buy, they can pay securely, and and they have a middleman, someone they can trust in between. Small businesses, if you're starting a business today, you probably may not have enough capital to launch your own e-commerce platform.
Yes.
And so this is what you're trying to assist them. Things are moving online. That is inevitable. We know that for a fact. And so even if we delay the process, it will not stop the process either way.
Which therefore begs me to ask the question, what is the future of Notify Logistics then? If your model is called around, we're going to give you that space and we're going to manage it to you right now. But if that model is changing, where do you see yourself plugging yourselves in the future?
Yes, so basically what we are offering is affordable space. Even if everything moves online, there's still the last mile delivery has to be taken care of.
Yes.
You still need to get your products from Nairobi to Kisumu to your clients. And so what you're trying to do is by making sure the products are closer to your clientele, the last mile delivery charges become very affordable.
Yes.
So we have clients who, because of their client base, we have vendors who, because of their client base in Mombasa, for example, they opted to work with Notified Mombasa. Not because ideally they need the space in Mombasa, but they know by having products in Mombasa, the last mile delivery becomes very convenient for your client. If a client buys today a product from a vendor who is in Mombasa, then delivery becomes less than 100 shillings.
Yes.
Because we are actually taking it from a hub in Mombasa to the client, regardless of whether they buy online or they actually go to the shop. Now, if the products are in Mombasa and the client buys in Mombasa, delivery charges will be north of 400 shillings.
I see.
And if you have, because of the economies of scale, once you start growing your business, once you get 20, 30, 40 deliveries in a day, the cost of deliveries can actually, for us as Notify, we've realized, we're able to negotiate with the courier companies.
Yes.
Our cost goes significantly lower. We're able to give our vendors a value add that they cannot get anywhere else.
Yes.
In the fact that products being closer to the client means the clients will pay less for delivery charges.
Yes.
It is still a win-win for us. The future for Notify is simple. We want to make sure that we are a reliable partner when it comes to retail space. We've seen Uber do this with taxi. If you go to Dubai today, you can still use your Uber to get a cab. If you Airbnb have done this successfully. What you want to be in this share economy is to be the leading provider of retail space specifically.
Yes.
No one is doing it.
Yes.
If you wanted to take your business today to say Nigeria, then you have to learn. You have to liaison with you have to get a liaison in Nigeria. What you want to do is to offer seamless integration, and hopefully we get to do this at some point where we have Notify locations all over the world. If you want to go to Nigeria today, you simply log to a platform, go to choose the Notify Logistics platform, shop in Nigeria, and it's plug and play.
Pretty much.
Yes.
All right, let's end it with this, Mr. Werowitz. Second last question.
Yes.
Should I want to log in and then be a member of Notify? What do I need to do?
It's very simple.
Yes.
Just go to vendors.notify.co.ke.
Yes.
That is our specific portal for vendors. There's a registration sign-up page.
Yes.
Pretty much very simple. Just email,
When
phone.
you say registration, I gotta tell you what I do business-wise. Yeah, isn't it?
Yes. You basically tell us about your business, give us your email, and some customer support will get in touch with you within the same day.
Within the same day?
Yes.
Would I also tell you my preferred locations of the areas that I want? Or
Yes.
they're already the open locations that you want me to go to?
Yes, that is open in the questionnaire. We
Yes.
allow you to choose your locations, but our customer support team will actually get in touch with you,
Yes.
give you the benefits. For example, in Nairobi, we have separate outlets. We have Moi Avenue, Tomboya, and so they'll actually give you them the choices. They'll walk you through
Yes.
to find you a perfect fit for our shops.
Yes. Good. I'm walking into a shared space. Could you also help me therefore stand out in terms of branding as well?
Yes.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, actually, right now what you're doing is we've set up, we're setting up a whole new department, and what we're trying to do is to be able to train the vendor to take advantage of the digital space. Things like branding. Right now, when you come and you take a shelf with us, we actually display your logo at no extra cost.
Yes.
We have people who will, if you want to talk about design, how do you design, flashy posters at very affordable cost. We have a lot of open source programs. Most vendors do not know, but because we have people who are trained in this, they're able to hold your hand, walk with you the journey. Simple things. We have a vendor who had a bit of problems just trying to remove the background in a photo.
Yes.
And a designer was simply, they just give them a platform, an online platform where you can do it for free.
Yes.
Just with a click of a button. And these are value adds that you realize, simple as they may be, they actually do a lot to give the vendor confidence even in their own business. So yeah, we do provide a lot of support.
Pretty much the CEO, Notify Logistics, on just offering more than that space and talking about shared economies as the future for smaller businesses and business as general. You want to know? All right, talk to us 2146 at Metropole TVKE across all your social media platforms. Those questions, get them at Kiage Simba on Twitter. We take a short break here on Business AM. Once we come back, our economic review.